What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to rant a little bit in today's video, so we're going to go through XRP. I do want to talk a little bit about Arthur Britto, one of the co-founders behind the XRP ledger. Completely unknown. Nobody's really seen him. There are some pictures circulating online that could be him, but I think a lot of people just want to respect his privacy, so we'll kind of speculate on what that could be. We'll talk about some other things related to XRP. I want to go through some older articles, and I also found a patent that was recently published on Google Patents that mentions XRP. We'll go through KREST Network probably a little bit with Peak Network launching by the end of this month. We'll go through Casper. We have some other news, but I might get into it in the next video, so hope you enjoy. All right, let's get into it. I have some notes on my other monitor, so I'll kind of be skimming through that and trim these clips together per usual. So Arthur Britto, he is one of the co-founders of the XRP ledger, essentially one of the co-founders of Ripple, since that's what it was called back in the day, the Ripple network. And he's really mysterious with a super low profile. So this is him on Twitter. We have AH Britto, and he's never made a single tweet, and he joined back in 2011. So at least I think this is him. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know I've seen different tweets in the past from David Schwartz, and I personally believe that David Schwartz knows, or at least has an idea of who Satoshi Nakamoto is, whether it's an individual, a country, or a group. And Arthur Britto is somebody of that caliber that could literally be Satoshi Nakamoto. So a lot of people wonder, including myself, because the XRP ledger is one of the biggest networks in the crypto space. It's been a top 5, top 10 asset for years and years and years. And why did he make his decision to avoid the spotlight? Because it's a little different than what other people or founders like Chris Larsen did, Jed McCaleb, or even Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO. So at least from what I know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see Arthur Britto named in the SEC case. I didn't see him speak, and it could be because of his limited public role. So unlike Chris Larsen or Brad Garlinghouse, he wasn't really publicly involved in the Ripple the company's operations or decisions. So that is possible since the SEC lawsuit is focused on the public figures during the sales of XRP, primarily those that were responsible for overseeing the distribution and marketing strategies of the company. Other possibilities are maybe Arthur Britto stepped back from the company Ripple and any direct involvement in their XRP-related activities before the period that the SEC is scrutinizing, so that's possible. And although Britto was instrumental in creating the technology, the XRP ledger that we know today, he might not have played a central role in the actual XRP distribution, the marketing, the sales that the SEC is going after. So really my guess is that the SEC's focus is on Ripple the company that sold XRP rather than on technical creators like Arthur Britto. And my only other thought right now is maybe this is just Britto's strategy to steer clear of any legal problems. It might be intentional to avoid any regulatory entanglements. We don't know. So if you guys know something that I don't, or maybe have a different opinion on the reasons Arthur Britto is staying anonymous, is very, very mysterious, let me know down below. It is weird for me that he is anonymous, but perhaps it did help him avoid legal attention and all types of stuff. All right, next up. So this is a Google patent I found just scrolling last night. So maybe this has been shared before. I'm not sure. We can see this is pending, and this is published on August 29th. So pretty recent. And the application was filed by Wells Fargo Bank back in May. So we can see bank-driven model for preventing double spending of digital currency transferred between multiple DLT networks using a trusted intermediary. So we can just do a control find for XRP. We can see right there, Bitcoin, Ether, XRP. We have Bitcoin, Ether, XRP right there, calling it the Ripple network. So this is a new patent. I thought this was interesting if you guys want to check this out. If you want to read through this yourself, you can visit Google Patents and just type in XRP Ledger. There are other patent databases as well, but this is just a super easy one to use. And just make sure you sort by newest, and you should see it right up here. So I just wanted to point that out. Wells Fargo is a major bank. We can see discussing a bank-driven model to prevent double spending of digital currency transferred between multiple DLT networks. Multiple is the keyword. Interoperability is key. So mentioning Bitcoin, Ether, XRP assets that have been in the top for years and years and years. XRP has been around even before Ethereum. I get bored, I get tired a lot of days just awaiting for the next bull run. I want liquidity to enter. So I was laying in bed last night reading through really old articles of Ripple and XRP. So this is back in 2014, Ripple Labs' grand plan to build a global payment protocol. And it's funny looking back at this, we can see in 2013, the price of Bitcoin hit a high that many had not thought possible. Because it reached a high price, this created a sentiment that new and distributed technologies, or DLT, could change the global financial order on a fundamental level. So it's interesting because they didn't see that potential until prices go up. Prices go up, you get attention. And that's the same thing that we've seen during the past cycles, the last two cycles specifically, even 2021, when prices go up, funding increases, developers and activity actually increases. All of that is tied to prices going up and volume entering. So this is back in the day behind the company Ripple. We can see raising 6.5 million in angel and seed funding from the likes of Andreessen Horowitz, Google Ventures, and Lightspeed Venture Partners. We can see the Ripple CEO at the time, Chris Larson, saying, if this is really going to be a global protocol, it needs that team. So fast forward to today, that recent Bloomberg interview that I uploaded on my channel, Brad Garlinghouse says they have 900 employees, so they've definitely grown. And just looking at the XRP price chart, I mean, I call XRP a stablecoin because it's actually holding up a lot better than other assets that are down 80 or 90% plus. We're still in the 50-cent zone, just bouncing up and down, up and down. We need to see volume enter, another bull run, and at least historically, when XRP has ran here, even here during this retracement, during the lawsuit, Bitcoin was leading the way. And I've shared my thoughts before, whether it's right or wrong. Maybe XRP performs on its own, but at least historically, when XRP is going up, this is when Bitcoin is drawing major moves and all-time highs. We also have a crash of Bitcoin dominance. So we've gone over the connections for the company Ripple and the XRP ledger for years and years and years, and arguably, and it might just be a fact, that the company Ripple has more connections to central banks, other banks, financial institutions, corridors, other applications or groups like I believe CLS, Finastra, etc., more than any other crypto project in the space. This is a viral video uploaded by Not Financial Advice, a really good video. This is on his YouTube channel. I also retweeted it, just going through 2 minutes of connections, and it's just so impressive. We also have these small speakers that we've gone over. This is taking place next month in Miami. We've talked about the AMM. We've talked about the new stablecoin set to launch. We've talked about Axelar and the bridge, the EVM sidechain. So many developments. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of reading so many negative comments on Twitter against different crypto projects. Yes, there are some viable comments and concerns that should be shared, but just hate speech, it's not making the situation better, it's not providing a solution, and people in this space should be a community. We need to come together. And at least during the previous bull runs, people came together a lot more. I know there was still some, haha, my project is going up higher than yours, but at least we came together and we're all excited. I have days where I'm tired, and apologies if my attitude from my personal life ever seeps through, and crypto's just icing on the cake. I still struggle with mental health, I still battle with PTSD like I shared years ago, and I'm already biased enough in sharing crypto content because I'm a holder. So since 2022, which was a terrible year for crypto, so many black swans, I've at least been trying to do a better job of discussing the good and the bad. If I only discuss the good, I'm a shill. If I discuss any bad things or concerns, I'm a fudster. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. And to be clear, I've made so many mistakes over the past couple of years, and I'm always trying to do my best, and I hope I can make it up to you guys with good content in the future. It's just frustrating after 6 to 7 years of doing this and just seeing all types of comments saying, I don't believe in XRP. That's a slap to the face. Tell that to my portfolio. The same thing for Casper, and I don't want to be at an all-time low for Casper. I didn't call it by any means, but I shared back in January with IPW being really bad news because if we don't get deployments, we can see an all-time low price. And I was called a fudster. So friendly reminder, and this is just my opinion, this asset class is still going to an all-time high price, even if it takes a bit, and there's always going to be unforeseeable risks in this industry. You have to learn to use your own judgment. Don't take any one person's word, myself included. You have to do your own research. So anyways, that was just a big rant for the few that are listening. I'm talking about crypto at lows or at highs because I'm seeing this through. I believe this asset class is going to be a major asset class. We have the Casper weekly price charts. We've gone over this before. We can see hitting the S3 thus far. We need to see the weekly RSI get back above 30. Otherwise, selling pressure can continue. So looking at a variety of looks as soon as this chart loads, if we are not holding this S3 with the weekly RSI curling back up, we could see lower levels. Is this going to be a spring in accumulation or is this redistribution? I think this is going to be determined by Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance crashes, we get an alt season, virtually every single asset recovers. With Casper's market cap around what? $140 million, it still has plenty of potential. If you don't believe in it, that is fine. I'm still looking for a valid swing low to plot new Fibonacci retracements on the weekly candle bodies to look at levels. And yes, on my end, I still hold Casper. Nothing has changed. When it was 4 to 5 cents, it was #1 in portfolio value before it crashed 80%. So yes, I still hold a variety of assets. HBAR has fallen down. XRP somewhat just holding over 50 cents, so that's good. It's holding my portfolio up, and Casper's crashed 80%. So it's not like I'm coming on and saying, hey, I sold the top and I bought back at lows. I'm sitting in drawdown. And I'm boring. I am waiting for the next alt season where Bitcoin dominance crashes. I am awaiting for Bitcoin to draw major moves and all-time highs. We have Crypto Caesar here with some good information related to Bitcoin and going over the cycles. So this is a really good read if you have time, saying he's bullish on Bitcoin and crypto in general. It looks like we're not going to have an early top and left translated cycle, meaning that it starts a bit early. This means that we will likely follow something close to the 4-year cycle, topping out in mid or the latter part of 2025. What I've shared for all year is Bitcoin has been consolidating for 6 months near its previous cycle top. If we are going to be in similar length to the longest cycle, 2013 to 2017, we should see that first major move, that first monthly candle taking out the previous cycle top between now and May. So this can still happen before elections, but keep in mind price action specifically after elections, these black vertical lines, bull run, and bull run. So if you disagree, that is fine, but these are my thoughts. And Crypto Caesar is also the one that highlighted when Bitcoin is in new all-time highs, it is up there for 200 to 300 days. At least for the last 3 cycles, so those would be the good days ahead if and when we can get that first major move. And remember that this is never financial advice, but his guess right here is that once we enter Q4, October to December of this year, things will start heating up for both Bitcoin and altcoins. And right here related to Bitcoin dominance, I know we go over this a lot, he's targeting about 58 to 60% before alts begin to rip, so we're actually close to that level. So I've shared repeatedly while I'm in this asset class, I've gone over Bitcoin cycles, I've explained that I'm awaiting for another alt season where Bitcoin dominance crashes, and we haven't seen that happen yet. The momentum is the highest it's ever been in history for the monthly RSI, and just measuring that first monthly drop for the last 2 cycles, so 2017, loosely measuring, maybe like an 8% drop right there, and then right here, I guess we can go wick or candle body, so 15%, then we'll just do candle body, around 10 or 11%, so if we start to see that first 10% drop on the monthly time frame, that is looking like the next alt season is here. Alright, a few things for Casper really quick, then we'll go over KREST, and apologies if this video is long, there's just a lot of information to go over. So with Casper, recently, at least for this year, we know the GameSwift partnership, we know collaborations with Chainlink, and also the IBM Global Partner Program, and also attending Think. So there are companies that are aware of Casper's presence in Prove AI, which was developed in collaboration with IBM. So ideally, in a perfect world, we want to see Prove AI's use case with Grayscale AI serve as a strong proof of concept, show obvious benefits, and attract more customers, potentially major IBM partners. And the partners of IBM are huge. I mean, it could include companies like Cisco. We know Cisco's ties with Casper already. Samsung, think about different IoT technologies and AI governance with an audit trail. We know Walmart and IBM have collaborated. We also know Walmart's work with Hyperledger as well, and Casper is on the Hyperledger Foundation. We could talk about, Microsoft and things they're doing with cloud and AI. We could talk about Boeing and different things like AI and aerospace and different operations for maintenance and flight safety. There's so many things. And then related to KREST, this is a microcap in the DeepIn space. So this is a canary network for Peak Network, a layer 1 DeepIn project. And Peak is going to be launching by the end of this month. We're seeing some price action for KREST. So this is on the weekly time frame. We can see over the past few weeks from that bottom up here, it's already retraced wick to wick over 260%. It's been having some strong days after a really nasty crash, as we can see. So this is typical crypto. We can see about a 96% drop. And we're in crypto. I'm speculating on the next assets that are going to be 10, 50, 100x potential, like Velo, KREST, and they all have that potential. There's just so many risks, as you guys know. So with KREST specifically, I think there's going to be a lot of synergy with Peak Network, and they could complement each other. So if Peak appreciates in price, and we'll see how the VCs do if they end up selling off initially, but long term, if Peak goes up, I expect KREST to go up even higher because its market cap is significantly smaller. And overall, investors in Peak, as it gains more adoption, as more applications grow, I think more investors might actually pay attention to KREST as well, or at least that's the idea, because they have shared developments. So both of these tokens are focused in the DeepIn sector, kind of like the economy of things, with a bunch of machines. And remember that KREST network is a canary network, kind of like Kusama to Polkadot, so it's not a testnet. This is a canary network where you can simulate real-world conditions, test features, upgrades, different models, and really stress test it. So at least my thoughts right now, and that can change, is I believe that developers are going to want to stress test the network, just like it says on the website, with high transaction volumes to make sure that it's robust, it can scale, etc., before moving to Peak. So the question is, how much will they really stress test on KREST? If they really stress test applications, high volumes, KREST could go up. And side note, I own KREST, but I got kicked off of MEXC for being a US resident, so I can't even access MEXC to buy KREST, so I have to reach out to friends. I tried using the Palau ID, the digital residency, but Mexi doesn't accept it. I did get accepted on Britto. Alright, and last but not least, guys, we have some information related to iTrustCapital. So I got this email 2 days ago from Fortress Trust, and there's definitely some frustration. So I'm glad to see that iTrustCapital is leaving Fortress Trust, and in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense why Ripple originally was going to acquire Fortress but backed out. So we can see this, and this is some BS. With your IRA agreements, Fortress Trust will be collecting a one-time fee of $125 for services associated with transferring your account to a subsequent provider. This fee will be applied to and automatically withdrawn today, September 9th. And friendly reminder for anybody with an existing iTrustCapital account, I'm not doing anything, or I don't have to do anything because I'm staying with iTrustCapital. You can see if you do not take any action on the effective date, your IRA will automatically be transferred to Fortis, and Fortis will assume all custodial responsibilities. So for anybody with an existing iTrustCapital account, if you have any questions, you can just visit the website, click support, and then right when you go to support, you can click submit a request, or you can call them directly during typical business hours. But we can see that iTrustCapital put out a statement 2 days ago. In response to Fortress Trust service fee notification, iTrustCapital wants to make it clear that they do not support Fortress's decision to charge iTrustCapital clients any exit fees. They say right here, we want to reiterate this proposed $125 service fee is unprecedented, not customary in the marketplace, and unreasonable based on our prior experience and knowledge of third-party vendor fees, and we oppose it. And to end on a good note, or at least the good thing is right here, if Fortress Trust proceeds with charging iTrustCapital clients the $125 service fee, iTrustCapital will reimburse all client accounts immediately upon our transition to their new qualified custodian, Fortis Bank. No further action is required by you at this time. So a little annoying, but just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and sharing your thoughts down below. As always, you can find all links, including resources for charting, trading bots, platforms, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts in my link tree at the top of the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.